Hello, Ana Rita. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me today, Richard.
Thank you for being here. And this is, you and I have already spoken to kind of prepare ourselves for our conversation today. And I was telling you at the time that I love the map behind you, and I still love the map behind you and what it represents for the VATP. Oh, now I made a mistake. v-ATPase Alliance and its community. But
Yeah,
it's so amazing to see how behind you
yeah.
the
All my
lives.
community.
Yeah, the
Yeah, oh
lives that
my
you're
God.
touching. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, I love, that we're building this series together, and as you know, we've already had a chance to talk to a few folks within your community already, and Kristin and Dr. Luis, and you and I were talking about some others that we're gonna have upcoming on the show. But today, we're talking to the founder and president of the Alliance, Ana Rita. So welcome to Rare Awareness Radio. Thank you for being here once again.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, it's co-founder with Kristen and Luis. I
Okay.
don't want to take the title just for myself because this wouldn't exist without the other two and the rest of the community, of
It's
course.
a team effort, right? So I appreciate that, yeah. So like many, Ana Rita, you've had this journey into advocacy that has begun with your own family, right? And the own story of your family, similar to Kristen, similar to Luis. Can you start to share a little bit about your son's story and about sort of what started you, working through and introducing you to the world of rare symptoms, rare diseases?
Yes, yes. Also, Luis' son is also my son, so it's both son.
Yeah.
It's the same one,
Yes.
but it's very different paths because our son Danny was born with an ultra rare genetic mutation in the ATP6V0C gene, which is like what's that?
Right.
And
Yeah.
when we got the diagnosis, of course, Louise turned to medical research, trying to figure out anything. And I start Googling his condition.
Mm,
And I only found 3 pages of results. That's it.
that's it.
Google, three
Yeah.
pages.
Google
It's like,
failed.
you didn't, yeah, Google failed me. Didn't you, took any kind of, knowledge about this condition? So yeah, basically we had a diagnosis with no name.
Mm,
We have the gene identified, but no actual name. We knew that there was a global count of only 27 affected kids. And if we look deeper into this 27, only 3 had the exact same mutation as Daniel. So, yeah, it was an overwhelming feel
I can't imagine.
of
Yeah,
fear,
sure.
isolation, no support.
Right.
It's like you got the diagnosis, but you have zero
Yeah,
answers.
I
You
see,
don't.
it's almost like, it's not meaningless because that's probably too trite of a word to say, but probably felt pretty hollow, right? Like you have this. Yeah, yeah. And shortly thereafter, I know you had to have experienced so many different, you like you said, emotions, challenges, realizations, things that started to shape your decision to start to turn this into organized action. And that's the thing that has impressed me the most about this community, not just the VAT PACE community, but the rare disease community in general. You all try to turn what you're doing into organized action like right away. I don't know what it is about this community, but it's truly remarkable.
Yeah, that's kind of my modus operandi. It's like, I'm always like, this is how I am in life.
Mhm.
That if something is stopped in me in this community, it's not supposed to be in me. I am supposed to be the connector. So
Right.
if it's stopped in me, it's wasting time. It needs
Mhm.
to move forward
Mhm.
quickly to the next thing.
Yep.
So I always feel that everything needs to be moving and connecting and doing all of this.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I think that helps a lot
Yeah.
driving the research that way.
Mhm.
And but actually it's a collective effort from everybody
Sure.
because we have, well, Danny as dad, right? Louise is a
Sure.
neuroscientist.
Yep.
So it's kind of, I have my own scientific science officer,
Research.
or
Yeah, resource. Yep.
yeah, resource right there available anytime. to answer all my questions and help me take all the decisions. I don't have to like schedule a time with him. Like we live together,
Right.
so that really makes everything very seamless to move forward.
Sure.
And at some point, I think we only talked about this, which was also a little bit unhealthy
Yeah.
at some yep, as a couple, but at the same time, it did help us, have focus and move
Right.
on a mission that was higher than ourselves. So
And
it was like, it is okay that
mhm.
we will bounce back about this. And right now, we do need to make sure we we create this thing that can give our son a chance.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
and then and then from my nature, it's like, why should I do a Let's Save Danny foundation if I Google it and there was 3 pages?
Right.
And
Mhm. Yep.
I had the lucky or have Louise to give me the knowledge.
Sure.
Their families, their their partner, it's not a neuroscientist and
Right.
is
They don't
not
have
able
that
to
advantage.
that way.
Yeah.
So, how can I make sure that the other parents don't live the same isolation and the same feelings that I got by the time of my diagnosis?
Sure.
So, to make sure that all the information is accurate, up to date, and released as fast as possible has been really in the core since day one.
Makes sense, makes sense. You're giving Luis a lot of credit, and rightfully so, with his background in neuroscience, and the research that he has done. But you've got an interesting, you come from an interesting place as well too, Ana Rita. You've got this background in economics, branding, communications. How has that sort of influenced what you do, your approach, and sort of your role within the alliance?
Well, a lot, a lot. I think my background really prepared me for this role because, um, so with the background in economics, I have this kind of strategic mindset
Mhm,
where I'm always maximizing.
mhm,
I'm always looking for efficiency and make sure the laws of demand and search are like
yep,
balanced.
converging.
And, in the meantime, I also co-founder a couple startups and I became part of the, startup leadership program,
Mhm,
which is like this huge international network that, has a lot of startup leaders that have done so much. So all of this brings so much inspiration and so much can-do spirit
mhm,
that it really helps in that way. And
nice.
then branding. I'm just a natural communicator,
Well, yeah,
and to work in branding and communication and marketing really taught me how to articulate all of this, um, especially in the alliance, all these complex terms and
sure.
scientific things into a more clear and compelling
I
mission
agree.
and message
Yeah.
that resonates with. I know I try to be with everybody, and
Yeah.
all communication elements that you see, either social media, website, everything is built in house. So we don't have
Mhm,
graphic designers or
mhm,
anyone else besides the three of us doing all that work.
mhm.
So, so
Yeah.
yeah, and if you align all of this with the necessity of helping my child, then I think it all comes together in that sense. And
Creates the picture, completes the picture, if you will, right? So,
yes,
yeah, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
as someone who teaches public health and teaches, strategy and communications in public health, I can appreciate what you're saying about your talent to take these complex topics and break them down, right? And make them digestible and communicable for people. I wanna go back, Ana Rita, to late 2023 when you founded the Alliance. You co-founded the Alliance, with your amazing team. What were the goals then? And then 2 years later, where, kind of where as a strategist, tell me how that's evolved over the last 2 years.
Well, so let me give you just a little bit of backstory.
Please.
I got Danny's diagnosed in December 2022.
Okay.
And back then, there was no paper about it. There was like this manuscript, but the official paper came out in April 2023.
Okay. Wow. So, like, almost 6
So,
months later. Yeah. 5 months
yeah.
later. Yeah.
So on May 1st, 2023, I decided to launch the website and all social media's channels with all the information I got from Luis that he brought to me from that paper.
Gotcha.
So, because I knew other families were doing what I was doing, that's what I was doing every day,
Mhm.
Googling.
Right.
And you know, and it's like, okay, I have this information and other families are looking for it. Let me put it out there.
Sure.
In 1 week, the first week that I launched it, people start reach out to me, which is like, yeah, I was right. People are looking for it.
Mhm.
And and I was so excited because I'm talking with this mom from Australia at 7 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, okay, she has a 12-year-old, I believe. I think that's Charlotte's age at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to know more about the disease because Danny has 2 years. And this woman, she's a mom of a 12-year-old. So she knows more than I do.
Right.
We hop on the phone and she has no idea about the research paper. And she has no idea
Oh, wow.
about a lot of things that I knew that she
Mhm.
didn't.
Mhm.
She had a lot of information that was not in the paper because she had lived experience.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, all of this needs to come together. We need to somehow be able to leverage everything. We need to leverage the information that these families have that
Sure.
is not yet represented in research.
Mhm.
And on top of that, of course, once the paper came out, what was the first thing we did? Reach out to the authors of the paper, right?
Sure. Makes sense.
And the first author, she's not even doing research in this field anymore. So who's doing it? Who's
Right.
advancing research in this
Right.
field? And we found that no one.
Oh,
And yeah, so that's how everything come out. So since May 1st, then we met Kristin as well.
sure.
And then she was as driven as we were. She really wanted to do something meaningful and do a step forward than just be like a Facebook group that supports families,
Right.
which is still super
Super
important
important. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
still
Yep.
in our core.
Mhm.
But it's kind of okay, we need to do more. We need to start and be, above all, a research foundation.
Yeah.
Families at center, patients at center, but accelerate research has to be our main goal.
Makes sense.
And to do that, of course, Luis, how do we do it, right? How do entice people like you, the scientists,
Yeah.
to come and look at our disease?
Yep.
And it's like, okay, there's there's the tools that we need. We
Mhm.
need to de-risk everything. We need to do like all the prep work so that they look at us and be like, okay, they are organized, they have the families, they are collecting their data, they are collecting their biosamples,
Mhm.
and which is blood, plasma, urine, anything, everything that they use, and put it all in one place. And yeah, and so that's where we are right now, almost 2 years in. So we started collecting patient-reported uh, outcomes.
Yep.
We start to collect electronic medical records, and this year we establish a biorepository,
Yep.
and we are not only doing a biosample collection from patients, but we are also working with everyone that has existing cells and models to make sure that everything is available from our biorepository so that everything is with one place. And if somebody wants to do research in v-ATPase, they don't have to scatter the world.
Sure.
They can just literally come to us and we will have the set ready for them to
Right.
work
You'll
with.
be the repository, yeah. So you're building this longitudinal patient record of
Mhm,
all your patients, plus building that repository of research going on
mhm.
in the space. So that's quite remarkable. I was also really curious about how initially, again, you've got this beautiful map behind you. We talked about it at the beginning of the conversation. How are you building this community with such a small geography and it's so dispersed? Is it just the power of the internet? I mean, how is that happening, Ana Rita?
Yeah, the internet is the great connector for all of us.
Yeah.
And with a lot of AI in the help,
Yeah.
because
Interesting.
one thing that we know is, we use platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram to
Sure.
reach out to people because that's where they are, but also because all of them allow to instantly translate everything. So anyone from any country speaking any language can go to our social media and translate everything.
Sure.
This year, we also make it our website available in over 100 languages.
Oh, wow,
So
that's
that yes, so if you get to our website, there's like an icon of the world, and you just click it and you change it for your language, and all the content that it's
mm,
there, it's translated to your own language. We
wow.
want to make sure that accessibility is not a barrier. And
Yeah,
so we fight that as much as we can. And as soon as we can do more, we do. But
yeah.
it's.
Well, again, I
That's
think,
me.
again, that goes back to your training in branding and communications because anybody knows, it has to be in plain language. You've already covered that. It has to be accessible. You're covering that, right? And it has to be where people can find it, right? It has to be
Yeah.
where they're going to go to look for it, and you're doing that as well.
Yeah.
I wanna
And we have
talk.
a great advantage, I gotta say,
Yeah,
is that remember when I said that I go when you Google, you only
yeah,
find 3 pages? So when people now Google, they often finds us because there's not much than us
right.
after the
You're right
disease.
at the
So
top. That's great.
yes, yes, it's that I think look at the bright side, I
Bright
guess.
spots. Yeah, we have to focus on the bright spots, right? So speaking of that, you've got some interesting initiatives you're working on. I was reading about the 20 for 20 campaign, and maybe you could tell us a little bit more about that, how it came about, and what you're trying to do with that.
Yes, so that's kind of our milestones research effort at the moment because so what it is it's a 20 for 20 is to collect $20,000 for collecting 20 samples biosamples from patients, which can
Mhm.
be blood, urine, plasma, and a bunch more. And the idea is that we create this kit that it's available, this set of cells that it's ready for um, researchers to come and study our kids' disease. And so we have families doing home collections where we send the lobotomist
Honest, yeah.
to their
Honest,
place. Yes. To collect their samples, or um, they can go to a roadshow, organized place that has people that they can go and have their biosample collected, and then everything is shipped to our biorepository, which is always the end goal, is to have everything ready for research. And having this will actually lead, you know, some of our therapeutic programs that we aim to do,
mhm,
uh, maybe still this year, next year for sure,
mm,
because to have the actual cells of the patients, it's like having the patients in a dish.
yeah,
So it's like lay language again.
yeah,
So it's just great that it's able, like you were able to test everything in their patient cells and know exactly where
sure.
what the outcomes might be.
Mm.
And yeah.
So that's again another good concept you'd say, in the dish, right? So you've got this scientific rigor you're trying to balance, but I know the families probably need to feel heard while
Mhm.
advancing this sort of biomedical research. Um, are you pointing at milestones to help them feel heard? What is it that helps them kind of understand? And maybe they already understand it, Ana Marita, and not giving them enough credit, but how do they kind of understand the value associated with this?
Um, so we're ultra rare, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And what we're trying to do is create a drug or something that
okay, so they
some
understand
kind of
the
therapeutic.
therapeutic is what we're trying to get to, yeah.
Yes, that will give us some kind of answer, some kind of relief, some
Mhm,
kind of improve in our future, in our kids' future,
sure,
and industry is usually who deals with that,
right,
but don't have the numbers. We're ultra rare, so
right,
we don't do that. So unless we kind of de-risk their investment, which means that we create the basics that will then create some interest
yep,
for them to be like, okay, this might be profitable because some of the initial investment that I would need to
right,
do,
has been
it's
sort of
already done.
yep,
And
makes sense,
so Yeah. So I guess this is how then we come out. It's like, okay, yes, let's collect the biosamples, have them available. Let's also collect all the information so that we also have kind of a idea of the progression of the disease.
Mhm.
Um, and because kids sometimes improve, sometimes they have regression, sometimes their symptoms worsen, and it's great that we now, with the help of the families that are filling out the surveys, we kind of have this idea of how everything evolves.
That's great.
And and this is meaningful
Yeah.
because then this goes back to the community. It's like when somebody comes and be like, hey, like this is happening, we
Mhm.
ca- uh, with my child, we can be like, okay, you're not the only one, this also happened and this was the outcome. Or and then everything starts to be a little bit more changing the paradigm from more questions than answers
Yes.
to more knowledge and understanding.
Right. Well, I give you so much credit because, like I said, you're really blending this. It's advocacy, but you need to keep the human side of it. Make sure the families feel that they're involved and heard while you're trying to advance very expensive and very complex biomedical research. So I can really appreciate that. Any early results, any early milestones that you guys are seeing that you're excited about, or is it just too early to tell?
uh it is too early to tell. So it might be something that one might be able to answer in a little bit more um robust way next year,
Mhm.
because we started our data collection in March 2024.
Okay.
So it's a little bit over a year, but we only start to collect medical records, electronic medical records this year,
Mhm.
which kind of gives us a little bit of a retrospective because we have all the exams and analysis and everything that the kids did since they were born. So it
Mm.
kind of gives us a little bit of the history that um, we kind of need to understand in order to have a little bit more robust. Because there might be one family that reported one thing and might be an only case, or there might be a pattern to it,
Mhm.
and we need a little bit more time to have a little bit more of an idea that it's a little bit more robust, that we can talk about it. But we're very close, and we have the foundation to do so.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes.
And you had the foresight to think about how we could build this sort of like, biosample collection, try to attract funding in other ways to be supported and involved. So that's great. One of the things
Yeah.
that also has continued to impress me about the rare disease community Scott and myself are doing our own research is just how much the word community is important and how powerful it is, Ana Rita. And I know, you're connecting with parents and scientists and advocates, but I'm assuming it goes beyond, right? I mean, it really goes beyond just v-ATPase. Are there other organizations that you're closely partnering with? How does that all kind of work together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Community is key.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be as further along and as evolved and everything if we didn't had the amazing support from so many people.
Yeah.
Because like, just before I became a mom and became a rare mom of my rare child, I was actually kind of done with corporate world, and I was working as an actress.
Oh,
So
wow, very cool.
so do you know this is a big shift, and
Yeah.
which also is good because a lot of times I need to know a lot of scientific things that
Mhm.
it's not so natural to me. So I kind of ask Luis for a script,
Yeah,
and then I
and
use
then yeah, you memorize it, and I get it, yeah, yeah.
and then I always say, I used to be an actress. I memorized the script, follow up questions. I'll give them back to you after I actually
Yeah, after you collect them, yeah, yeah.
actually collect them. But then somebody that actually knows exactly what they are talking about will let you know. I'm just here to entice your interest.
Yeah,
And then I'll pass you on to the person that you should be speaking with. But yes, going back to partnership.
yeah,
And
yeah,
well, I gotta say that one of the main partnerships and one of the great things that has done amazing thing for us and still does till today is being part of the Rare Epilepsy Network.
mhm,
They are absolutely incredible
mm,
in helping everyone in every single stage where they are.
Sure.
either starting or, equipping and giving information and helping just everything move along.
Sure.
And that with then as we move a little bit more towards research, we partnered this year with Combined Brain, which
Mhm.
is a consortium of patient groups like us, but also industry. And it's basically uh, just an environment where we are not just fighting for v-ATPase, we're contributing for a collective knowledge in rare diseases, because we're all neural development
Right. Yeah.
conditions.
Centric. Yeah.
And then we just come together and we learn together, and it just makes us part of a larger movement, which
Yeah.
is so important.
Yeah.
uh, Another more logistic partnerships that we have that have been essential is being a part of Global Genes, and we use their RareX platform to collect
Yes.
patients' reported outcomes. And also this year, we started working with Citizen. That's where we are collecting the medical records
Oh, great.
from the families,
Oh, wow.
and which is absolutely amazing. Plus, it's super easy to set up because people just set it up once.
Oh, wow.
And they give us permission, and every time they have an update or they go to a next meeting with any doctor that we already have authorization, all that data comes back to us immediately.
That's
Well,
great.
maybe in 30 days, but
Yeah, but
you
still,
get it.
in the healthcare world, 30 days is almost immediate. So
Yeah, I
that
know, exactly. And it's just unbelievable because it's just bringing everything back to us
Mhm.
and also bringing it back to the families because, okay, this is going to sound an ad, but I really love them because they have now this new AI incorporated that once you are sign up and you give access to the medical records, it's
Mhm.
not just for us. It
Mhm.
is also for yourself. So
Mhm.
you can go to AI and be like, hey, when was the last time that I went to this doctor? What was the name of this doctor? Or
Right.
which kind of medications? And they even go further because they are like teaching their AI to be like, how do I deal with this denial from my insurance, which
Right.
is such a pain
Sure.
for everybody. And so to have not just, ChatGPT, but actually an AI that goes back to your medical records and helps you craft an answer that will
Sure.
empower you. That's,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta say, I know it sounded like an ad, but
No,
I'm
like,
really,
it's tremendously powerful, right? Because now you're leveraging the AI to do that, like you said, to craft that story. You don't have to try to put it together yourself. You can allow it to do that work for you, right? And do that initial heavy lifting for you, right? And then you
yeah,
can take it to the next stage. It's truly remarkable, and I appreciate what you're saying about look, this global rare disease community. You're all working together to help amplify each of your own respective missions.
yeah.
And it's
And I gotta say,
there's no competition, it's amazing. Yeah,
no, no, I
yeah,
gotta say, if I need something and I reach out to another patient advocacy group, they'll be like, "Yes, let's meet. Yes, I'll help you. Yes, I'll put you in contact." Or
ye
let me hear what you're doing. Let me let you know what worked or did not work for me.
yeah,
It's it's just a beautiful. I wish the world was a little bit more like this community
yeah,
of rare diseases because it's
yeah.
something exceptional.
Me too, that's a good point. Ana Rita, I ask this question a lot of parents, and in your case, parents plus advocates, and I get different answers all the time. You'd be surprised, but you know, you run into newly diagnosed families. I'm assuming all the time,
Yeah.
beginning their rare disease journey. What are the really important things for them to do at that point in their journey?
Um, well, I guess first thing, it's everybody needs to understand that they are not alone.
Hmm.
There's they have their own tribe. They
Hmm.
have their own village.
Hmm.
It might not be specific for their disease,
Yeah.
but there are like some kind of umbrella organizations that you can find the people that maybe it's not the same exact disease, but they are having the same issues, and that you can learn and you can actually inspire
Hmm.
others, and just have a place where you feel like you belong
Right.
because it is hard for I on a personal side, I was lucky enough to never be affected by anyone in my family having, special needs or all anything like this. I had no idea about how hard it is.
Yeah.
And and I think until you experience it very close to you, that's when you realize it. So usually your current community that it's non-rare disease might not be enough in that
Mm,
sense,
mm,
just because the feel of overwhelmed of
mhm,
having a rare disease diagnosed,
mm.
it's immense.
Yeah.
And yes, and so to find someone that will help you carry that weight
Mhm.
so that you don't carry just by
By
yourself,
yourself,
I
yeah.
think it's very important. um Other thing is, take a day at a time,
Mhm,
focus on small steps, and make sure you celebrate the small victories. We actually starting doing that in our community. And once a week, we create a post in our support group. We'll be like, "This is, this is what we did," and sometimes it's something like, he pointed,
right,
or he he this week he was seizure free. It
right.
doesn't matter what it is, but celebrate it because
Something. Mhm.
maybe a week it's not a lot to be seizure free, but it's still worth to be
It's a win.
celebrated.
It's a win, yeah,
It's still
yeah,
a win.
yeah,
So we really believe that it is very, very important that you do that. Because it's different. Your milestones are different. They shouldn't be called milestones, but they are different, and and they are beautiful.
yeah, they are beautiful, and, like I said, every time I ask this of folks like you, I get different answers, and I think that was the first time anybody ever, gave an answer to try to, structurally celebrate the small things, so that's
Mhm.
really, really great advice. Ana Rita, as we come to a close and let you get back to your very busy life, I wanna do some calls to action, so tell me, again, you've got this marketing background, what do folks need to do?
Come and we'll get you. Come, because it's um we are building a little bit of the impossible,
Nice.
right?
Yes.
'Cause and and we are doing ourselves, and
Mhm.
we need help, and
Right?
we need help in other all the ways. And how do I say this? From if you are a researcher or you want to just be involved
Yep.
and just come with us. If you have any interest on v-ATPase,
Mhm.
we actually are going to launch in January bi-monthly meetings
Oh,
that
cool.
it's research focus. The
Very cool.
researchers, clinicians, anyone with interest in studying v-ATPase are welcome to come, CROs, industry, anyone.
I love that.
uh, Want to have an open place where people come and discuss it. So if you are a researcher and you want to be part of that, just reach out to us. We will include you in the guest list.
I love that.
And so this is for researchers,
Yeah.
for parents. I know I'm very annoying for my family. I gotta say to them, I know I'm very annoying. Keep telling you to do the RAREX and fill out the surveys and give us permission on Citizen app, but it is really
It's very
important.
important.
It really
Yes.
makes a difference the
Huge.
world.
Yeah.
So, dear families, if you're listening, if you haven't updated your
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 RareX.
it's your time to do it
Please
now.
do so.
And and to the rest of the world. We need volunteer. We are a volunteer-led organization,
Tremendous. Yeah. Yeah.
and yes, and we need help with legal. We need to help with just everything. Just
Everything.
reaching
Yep.
out. Imagine a company. Whatever you do in a company, do accounting. Talk to us.
Yes.
Whatever you do,
Finance. Yep.
find
Marketing.
marketing. Yeah, come and help us because we
Awesome.
are literally a company that is volunteer led and with a very purposeful mission.
Very
So
beautiful and
hopefully that will
purposeful.
inspire people to donate some hours of their week or month to come and help us somehow.
Well, and let's hope so. And let's hope anybody listening to this can hear that call to action and find you and get at you. And speaking of finding you, so it's v-ATPasealliance.org is
Mhm.
where you guys live. Social media handles are
They are all at v-ATPase Alliance,
perfect.
all of them. So,
Perfect. Very easy to find. Wonderful. Yes.
the good thing of being so rare, none was taken.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Ana Rita, for coming on, telling us about this very important message. It's a message of hope. And I really appreciate what you and Luis, Kristin, and so many others are doing. We stand with you in solidarity. We really, really are impressed with what you folks are doing. So thank you once again. Obrigada. And we'll look forward to staying in touch with you. Okay.
All right. This was a pleasure. Thank you so much for having us and making this work for us.
You're welcome.